Alright, this morning I'm going to show you how to make basically a naan breakfast pizza. So first thing I'm going to do is roll out dough. Now, something you can do is when you make dough, I've discovered, is if you just wet a towel, damp a towel, and you can keep your dough in here and it doesn't stick to anything. In the past, what I've done is actually use these bowls. And you know, basically the dough's going to stick in there. I've got it covered, and I like covering it in a damp cloth a lot better. See, you can have dough there. I've got, you know, dough up there. I got lots of dough. So I'm actually going to move this dough into the wet towel. And this is basically a kilo of dough, all this dough. And I use this dough now. I'm making breakfast. So there is the pan. Now what I want to do is actually try to thin it out in the middle here. Really, 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 really thin. As you'll see what I'm going to do here. I may even like make a hole here. Should I make a hole? You know what? Why don't we do that? So next what I did was I cut a hole in it, and there it is, the hole. And you're going to see what I'm going to do with that. And I'm going to basically, I put on this lid. Now I love this lid because it fits, it's too small for this pan. What it does is it basically traps the heat down and creates a much hotter cooking environment, right? Because it's basically, the heat's not having to fill up a large area, it's filling up a very short area. So you're getting a much hotter cook. And as you can see here, what I'm doing is I've got it at, you know, at a level 3 heat. And you can see the bread that I rolled out is already starting to rise some, okay? So I flip this. Now, I put too much olive oil in there. That's why it looks kind of a little bit more like a greasy naan, and which is fine. Olive oil is fine. Now what I'm going to do now is add my egg in the middle and make the kind of the breakfast part. So next what I did was add some of my own homemade organic sauce and some ham and some tomatoes, and I'm going to top it with basil and cheese. I'm waiting on the basil. Tommy's out in the garden getting the basil. There's Tommy out in the garden getting the basil. Hurry up! I need the basil. Here, open the door here. Delivery, special delivery. Special delivery by Tommy on the basil. Hi, arigato. Thank you, sir. There's the basil, delivered from our salad garden.
Here.
Oh, that one too. Okay, so I can just put it on. Don't worry about washing it. There's no, well, that one maybe can be washed. Actually, that's flour. I'm checking for little bugs and stuff. What is that? It's fine. I don't worry about it. A little protein, a little bug protein is not going to kill anyone. It's all organic. It's all good. And the heat's going to kill anything on here. So there's our, loaded with basil now. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And finally, what we're going to do is, I'm trying to do this with one hand, bear with me, is add cheese. Can I get the cheese out on here? I don't have a lot left. Maybe enough to get this going. There's a bunch in here. I can't get it out with one hand. Hold on, I'm going to pause this. And there it is. Now I put the lid back on, and it's going to let the cheese and stuff melt, and it's ready to go. I can use your money. There's Mikey. Hi, Mikey. Say hello.
Hey.
Goofy boy. Alright.
How about my...
Here's tomatoes. What, buddy?
How about my pen?
I don't know. Go find some pants.
No, I have a pen.
Okay. Bye-bye.
No.
Here is the final product. I had to use some processed cheese, as you can see, because I ran out of others. So I ran out of cheese, so I couldn't make it really super cheesy. But apart from that, it looks pretty good. And there it is, ready for them to enjoy. So I went out to the garden and collected a bunch of herbs. Tons of herbs in here. You're gonna see that there's basil, there's shisol, there's red shisol. There is this is fennel down in here. I then just diced up some red pepper too. Right, here's a end of the red pepper, So I have here's all the diced up, the red pepper, some ham, and what I do here is just mix it in to an egg, just one egg. Now this one egg can feed your entire family with these basic naan. Now this naan is made special. This naan is actually made with tomato juice that I created. So this is herb tomato juice naan. So that's another video I have up there that's available. So on half of the naan I put a little butter down. Just trying it, I've never done it before. And I put down a little paste and I'm going to fold it over and pinch the sides. What you do is just fold it over, pinch the sides, and stick it with a fork. Next, add it to your pan here. And then, if you can, put a lid which is slightly too small for it, and that creates your oven. So I've just turned my frying pan into an oven, and you can actually cook it on pretty low heat. So you're saving on power. You can go a little hotter, but the idea here is to kind of cook it long so the heat can really get up in there and cook through the bread with a kind of a higher heat overall. So let's see what happens with this. Now, this is the first time I've ever made this kind of naan, and I love naan. So I first started making naan, and then I started thinking about, well, what can I do with naan? Making cheese naan and everything else. So now this is kind of like my third iteration of naan, which I call a breakfast naan. And you could even think of a naan calzone. And you don't have to use an oven. The cool thing is you can make this naan in just a frying pan. You can make your flour using cool things like orange juice instead of water, orange juice, tomato juice, right? Instead of water. Orange juice may be interesting. Orange juice bread may be an interesting thing, but I'm going to try now that I made a mess up. That was a dyslexic mess up. In a way, that's kind of how I came up with the name Found Up, which is a dyslexic mangling of founder and startup. So dyslexic, anyway, we don't need to get into dyslexic. So the point is this, is that to me, cooking is a sandbox. It's a creation. It's an artistic endeavor. It's not a scientific endeavor. Some folks approach it as more of a scientific endeavor, like, hey, this is the specifics, the amounts, the measurements, and all that. I don't waste my time with that. Every dish I cook is unique. Every dish tastes different. Every dish is never like the one before. And to me, that is the joy of cooking, is not basically recreating the dish you did before and before and before. The joy is discovering something new, discovering a new taste, a new combination, a new, new essence. And the essence of my cooking stems from my Found Ups lifestyle, which is all about basically being sustainable. It means getting off the grid. It means basically helping our planet's systems. All my activities, everything from my education of my kids to my gardening, to my permaculture, to my bee sanctuaries, to my cooking, everything is centered around this Found Ups lifestyle. And my vision and my goal is to encourage others to start their own Found Ups lifestyle and together save the planet. It's really that simple. So join me on foundups.com. If you're a patron, I think you can share this video with your friends and everything else, but this is a patron-only video that I share with my friends. And if you like it, you're in at $1, consider coming in at $2 or $4 or $5. $5 patron basically gets access to a lot of the exclusive content that deals with my startup and everything else that I'm doing. So if you want to read my white papers and everything else and lots of other things, you can come in at that level. And there's my beautiful wife, and let me get to doing breakfast. So here it is, and it's about done. Sorry, my hand's shaking a little bit, but I flipped over. And the other thing about cooking on a really low heat like this is it gives you time to do your next one. So as that one cooks, I'm going to be making my next one.